Yo, the fucking doors. Why are they all so scuffed now, dude? Fixed, by the way. Yeah, but I think breaking character to ban people wasn't necessarily a bad thing, though. I think, so people from Armor would get dragged into rooms and shit, and a lot of people watching that were from the Armor days because of Lyric and whatnot. So I think, people had the preconceived notion that, you had to be, like, done in private to be talked to by an admin. But, you know... I think the most confusing part was where it blended OOC ending character, because he was screaming in character, right? But then he'd be screaming saying you got to get fucking banned or go, you know, you got to get a fucking vacation out of here and shit like that. And even in saying that, like, who really gives a fuck, you know? I think it was more so the drama when people started getting banned, where they started, you know, fucking picking everything apart. Because if people went through my VODs... and looked for inconsistencies of what I've said 6 months ago to what I've said now, there's going to be so many of them, you know. And that's what people will say even on Reddit these days, that, you know, oh, 6 months ago Koil said Sir Lee couldn't be a cop because he's too Papega, and now look at him. But in reality, over the last 6 months, the entire server has gone in a you know, a more comedy based routine. But like I said, in saying that, there was definitely some Papega shit, but I think there was Papega shit from a lot of people. Okay, it's gonna be code 4, guys. I checked it out, didn't see nothing. I think there was always a thing with SOE cops, though. Even not only it wasn't only Eli. Like, there was other cops that would ban people and have clips on fucking Reddit that were thousands and thousands of views before it even became popular. I remember when like Yuri got banned, the admin was just fucking screaming at him. But the thing is, like, people from Armor came over and sort of had their ego of like. You know, I'm a role player, dude. I played Armor for the last 3 years. But they did, you know, the role play was completely fucking different. They didn't want the unique characters, I mean, they wanted unique characters, but they didn't want you to be like outlandish, you know, running around with fucking elf shoes on and a fucking pink hat. They wanted you to seem like somewhat normal to a real world, whereas here you put on elf shoes and run around with a pink hat. It's like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? And that sort of created the more Simpson-esque type RP, I think. Does that plan even do anything? I'm not going to tell anybody what it does. Bit more cartoony. Yeah, I mean, not necessarily cartoony, just more jokey. That's honestly the way I can say the... If you want to roleplay, try and be a fucking Simpsons type character. But in saying that, dude, there's serious characters in the Simpsons, though. You know what I mean? Like, it just needs the... It needs the... Well, when I say serious, I mean more like, you know, there's like the gangster characters that are, you know, the bullies and shit like that. There's every type of character and they're respected in a certain way. And I think the main problem with this server has always been that you as a character need to respect other characters. But I think even I fail at it because, you know, it's just how it is. But that's probably the biggest flaw with RP is those sort of things, not so much how realistic the server is and shit like that. You know, I think Mel's a good example, and I said that yesterday, that, you know, if Mel runs into somebody that's a badass that's fucked him over before, he's got to act like a bitch. You know what I mean? It's just like instantly going on the back foot instead of always being 24/7 aggressive. Yo, Hill, what's up, dude? And either way, I mean, I've always said I'm down for any sort of RP. I just want people to be on the same page, because that's where also a lot of the salt will come from. is, you know, someone saying, hey, the roleplay shouldn't be like this. But realistically, like, if the meta of the server changes, honestly, you should try and change with it. Because if the meta of the server gets toxic, people will say, hey, this is shit, and they'll start changing it. It's done that before, and it will do it again if it does get bad. So instead of fighting against it, it's probably easy to go with it. That's what I've come to discover anyway. But I think it's been, I've been having a lot of fun, man. A hell of a lot of fun. And I've been trying to, like, no matter how dumb my shit is, you know, if I fuck somebody over or something, I'm not going to put them in jail forever. Like, I'm trying to fuck them over and have fun with them in a way. He's about to call me a little person. Koil versus Salt is always 10 out of 10. This is me being an Eli, probably. See, I've yelled at people in game before. This was on a public server though.
Not where pings on your GPS.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, if you don't hear nothing, you don't know nothing. That's on how this works.
They didn't. And
I fucking hate the audio back then, though. It fucking triggers me. Yo, TBS, thanks for the 3 months. Hamden, thanks for the 10. Stuff, thanks for the Prime. Tigers, thanks for the Prime. And Raffy, thanks for the 28. But that guy was similar to other people. You come in with an ego and expect the RP to be the same as it was in Armor or somewhere else. It isn't like that, dude. People come in I mean, it doesn't happen that often anymore, actually. But people would come in and argue because they've been on a different roleplay server that's the roleplay. You know what I mean? Like, people are not open to different experiences in roleplay because they're stuck in one routine of roleplay, and they say, hey, this is what roleplay is. But the reality is any type of acting in this is roleplay. And if the server is happy in one type of roleplay, there's no point trying to force it into another type. You know, why ruin it if people are having fun just based on your fucking opinion? You could always just change it up and have fun yourself. And there's a reason why, you know, I can say a lot of shit on stream, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's got to happen, because I do talk to people, we have conversations, and we all try and, you know, push the server in the right direction. There's still people in here that want more serious RP and shit like that, for sure. Well, more realistic RP, I should say. But I think people, I mean, from what I've seen, even on polls on Twitter and shit like that, people want the longer stories but enjoy the Papega. That was pretty much the main vote I remember seeing. So it was in between, you know, full Papega, which is what Francis is, and full story. So it was like an in-between people wanted. But I still think the main fun comes down to obviously making it fun for others, or trying to, but just being true to your character weakness and strength and shit like that.